is Action Sports Jags, Jags Report Live. Coming to you live from Sneakers. Sponsored by Anajar and Levine, Accident Attorneys.
Clock running now inside of 4 minutes left in the quarter. Lawrence to the air. It's caught. Agnew. Touchdown.
I love the design of that play right there. We love the creativity, and then another touchdown for Jamal Agnew, who's really been a key contributor over the last couple of years, and to our show, because he's going to join us tonight live from Sneakers on Jags Report Live, as we got folks out and about on a Monday night once again, Dan.
Yeah, we're at Sneakers tonight like we are every Monday night. No, Jamal had a great game yesterday. The rest of the Jags didn't. Hey, look, it's tough to win on the road in the NFL. We've learned that. The Jags broke an 18-game road losing streak 2 weeks ago. Didn't work for them yesterday against Philly. They came up short. Oh, they had that great first quarter, though. But after that, things kind of went downhill. The thing about this team, though, they're going to wipe that away and come back and play good football Sunday.
You think Jamal's going to want to come on the show all the time? Andre Cisco was calling me, said, can I come on the show? I mean, he's got picks when he comes on. Yeah. Jamal gets touchdowns when he comes on. You get the Jags Report Live bump here on the show. Brent Martin along with Dan Hicken. All right, we got to talk about a not-so-good part of this football game a little more. How concerning is Trevor Lawrence and the turnovers? 5 of them, 4 of them being fumbles.
You know, I said yesterday, I'm not sure that Trevor is a mutter, okay? I don't know if he's ever played in a game with those type of conditions. You were up there. You saw how bad it was raining. It was raining sideways, and nobody's making excuses. Everybody played in the same conditions. But nonetheless, it was a tough day for Trevor playing the game against the Philadelphia Eagles, and it added up to them coming up short.
That might be the worst in terms of turnovers of his career. Just can't happen too many times in an NFL.
And he knew it. He talked about it after the game, obviously.
Yeah, and meanwhile, the defense. So it's been so good. I mentioned it at the top of the show, but the run game, they couldn't stop it. Philly's big, man. Philly likes to control that line. They did it. Jalen Hurts can be tough in the run game. Hey, listen, Philly's good. The Eagles are the best team in the NFL
But what was disconcerting is it wasn't Jalen Hurts who hurt them. It was Miles, I'm playing like Barry Sanders yesterday, who had a career-high 134 yards rushing. I mean, that can't happen. And when you go over 200 yards as a team, that stands out. That's not a good feeling for this Jaguars defensive line, who got a bit beat up yesterday, too.
It's time for the game plan, sponsored by TIAA Bank.
All right, so we talk about the Philly run game, right? Well, where was the Jags? Philly ran it 50 times. The Jags run it 19 times, Dan.
All right.
That's it in those conditions. Bit surprising, right? James Robinson doesn't touch it in the second or third quarter except for one, get me to the half run.
It was weird. It was reminiscent of a year ago. Where's James Robinson? 8 carries. Travis Etienne had 8 carries. But you know what? In the end, they didn't get enough snaps. I mean, Philly's controlling the ball, I think, ultimately kind of hurt Jacksonville in some ways, yes?
Yeah, well, hey.
Why do you have the whiteboard?
We made our way to the bar, so it's either grab a drink or grab the whiteboard.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to show everybody why. You talked about
I'll grab
snaps,
a drink,
right?
you grab the whiteboard.
Look at this, 22 snaps, right?
Yeah.
So that's 22 in the second half.
Left-handed.
They had 22 snaps. I know I should have went over there. Meanwhile, 9 of those snaps were on a drive that ended in an interception. By the way, the Jags ran it 6 times in that drive.
Okay.
Another 6 snaps on the touchdown drive. Jamal Agnew ends up getting in again, right? 1 on the last fumble, the last 2-minute drive.
Okay.
So we're 15-16. That leaves 6 plays in the second half for James Robinson to get the football.
Right.
They just didn't take care of the ball and give Doug a chance to get it to 25.
Okay, wait a minute. I went to Florida. I got 500 on the math portion of the SAT. They didn't get James Robinson the ball enough is what you're telling me.
That's what I'm telling you. By the way, that's what I'm telling you. And that's when it was easy to get into Florida. It's much more difficult now. Here's Doug Peterson on the play calling.
On first down, they were putting 5 linemen, on the line of scrimmage, making it a little bit harder, to run the football. They were, blitzing the safety, making it a little bit harder to run the football. So we felt like our best opportunity is to just kind of get them out of the pocket, utilize a little play action pass and try to get the ball moving that way.
There's another element to this, by the way, too, and that's the Jags had drops, and a lot of those came on first downs where it might have been 2nd and 6, hand the ball off, and they just didn't get the job done. There you see it. Opportunity fumbled away on the wall that says it all. But in the division, the Jags still in first place with Tennessee. So after a quarter of the year, they're in a very good spot. Stopping Sanders was difficult. Doug did return home. We're going to have more on that coming up in a little bit. And we always track Trevor every single game.
Show that.
Coming off 2 really good games.
Yeah.
This one obviously didn't go his way.
You know what the good news is as we welcome Jamal to the program? I saw this today. Vegas is good. You know who the favorites are now to win the AFC South? The Jacksonville Jaguars, Jamal. How you doing?
I'm great. Pleasure to be here.
That was after a loss there, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Hey, how about a shout-out to everybody in the old school, Jack? Where'd you find that?
Yeah, I got a good friend back home who sells a bunch of vintage windbreakers and stuff, and he sold me all the Jaguars ones, so I made sure nobody else got them.
I thought you stopped by your house on the way over
that
here.
That Jaguar almost got everybody a lawsuit back in the day.
That's what somebody was just telling me.
All right, man. Hey, good game yesterday for you. I know. Is that tough to compartmentalize sometimes when you lose the football game? But, I mean, you had a heck of a day.
It's definitely tough. I mean, it's not really that tough. We're all competitors. We want to win. But, I mean, when you come off a game like that, I mean, really, I just want to win. So, I mean, it's not that tough, to be honest.
But the challenge was for somebody to step up yesterday because they were down Zay Jones. So who was going to step up? And Jamal Agnew, knowing he was coming here Monday night, wanted his adoring fans to cheer for him as he scored 2 touchdowns. You stepped up. Congratulations on that part. I know you want to win, but nonetheless, it's great for you to be out there. And listen, didn't you come into the NFL on the other side of the ball?
Yeah, I came in as a DB.
And now you're playing wide receiver?
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's not easy, man. And you're making some great catches out there.
I appreciate that. I mean, it's just a testament to my athleticism and everything. I mean, I look at myself as a ball player. I just like to go out there and make plays.
I love the design of the play, the in motion, right? I mean, it worked. The safety's bit, right?
Yeah, it's a credit to the coaching staff. I mean, honestly, when we put that play in last week, they said this is exactly what's going to happen. They're going to miscommunicate who has the motion, and I'm going to ricochet back, and it's going to be easy touchdown, and credit to them.
Jamal, and we're going to show this play in a second, but Jamal had a play yesterday that would remind me of a guy who's played the position for like 10 years, not 10 minutes. You know what I mean? It was incredible, and we're going to show that now, right?
We're going to show it right now.
Yeah.
Power Play of the Week, sponsored by IBEW Local 177, powering Jacksonville since 1912.
Yeah, Jamal, take us through this. You get the pass, but look at the patience. You waited for Cam to come pancake that guy. That was a great play that allowed you to pick up a whole bunch of extra yards.
That play is designed to get our athletic linemen out to kind of lead block. It's kind of just an extension of our run game. And I knew Cam was coming to pull out the lead block, and I see nothing but green jersey, so I'm going to let Cam handle that, and I'm going to just run behind him.
But that's hard. That's hard to wait, man. Your instinct is give me the ball and go, right?
Yeah, I just had to be patient right there. I seen him pancake him, and I was like, okay, I'm going to just follow Cam.
Yeah, I was watching from the press box. I'm like, what's he doing? What's he waiting on? And then, boom, here comes Cam. That must be a fun one to watch in the film room, though.
Yeah, it was definitely pretty funny to watch. Cam's been doing that all year. I said it earlier, he's one of the most athletic tackles in the league right now. You know, he can move sideline to sideline with anybody. So,
what was the locker room like and the flight home like? Look, Doug had said you guys need to hate losing more than enjoy winning. Mm-hmm. Do you get that feel that that's happening with this young football team?
Yeah, no doubt, especially since we only lost by 8 points. As bad as we feel like we played, right. We only lost by 8 points, and we had a chance to, drive the ball down the field at the last 2 minutes of the game. Unfortunately, we didn't, but, we still felt like we could have won that game, and as bad as we feel like we played, like, we left a lot on the field.
I can tell he was angry. I got him in the locker room after, and I've never seen Jamal not smile. I went up to him. I thought he was mad at me for a second. So, he was pretty ticked off. I think this team will be ticked off coming into this Houston game on Sunday. We'll talk more about that in a bit. Let's take a break. When we come back, we do talk about those weather conditions. Again, it's not an excuse. Everybody's going to play in it. But it also was part of the game. And there's no doubt about that. It impacted the football game for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're live at Sneakers here in Jax Beach. We got Jamal Agnew with us once again. We got a nice crowd here in Jacksonville on a Monday night, 7 o'clock on Fox 30, each and every Monday. Come on out and join us.
Is Action Sports Jags Report Live. Coming to you live from Sneakers. Sponsored by Anajar and Levine, Accident Attorneys.
Eagles playing with pace. Hurts faking the handoff, the pass, bat into the air, and it's picked off.
How about the Jags getting turnovers, man? That's number 9 this season in 16 quarters, Dan. They had 9 in 68 quarters a year ago.
And when the defense starts converting those turnovers into 6 points, well, then you know you got something special. That was reminiscent of the 2017 defense.
That's what happens when you come on Jags Report Live. Andre Cisco, our guest for a couple of weeks, and he'll be back on the show as well. Welcome back in, everybody. Brent Martineau, Dan Hicken, along with this fantastic crowd, and Jamal Agnew, who had a terrific game yesterday with 2 touchdowns. We were just talking about it in the break. I mean, the conditions and elements certainly were a factor. You don't play in many games in the NFL like that.
Yeah.
Even Philadelphia hasn't seen. Jalen Hurts said he hadn't played in a game like that since high school.
Have you ever played in a game like that with that kind of rain? And again, not making excuses, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, we're not going to blame the weather for, how we played yesterday, because they played in the same conditions. Sure. But I don't think I've ever played in a game where it was just constantly raining like that.
Never stopped. Yeah.
Never stopped at all. It was really windy. You see those punts and kicks were moving all over the place. We kind of look at it on film. The long snapper, the snaps were moving all over the place. So that's a testament to how windy it was.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I thought one of the plays of the game actually, well, I don't know about plays of the game, but something that caught my eye. Did you ever play baseball as a kid?
Yeah.
Were you a middle infielder?
Yeah.
Well, you could tell. Did you see the kickoff? Watch this kickoff.
Okay.
That gets swallowed up by the wind, and watch the short hop.
Oh, very nice.
That's the way to look at all the way into the glove, man.
Baseball was actually my first sport. So.
I mean, that was that kind of play. This could have been a disaster.
Yeah.
And that's a heck of a play right there. Like, that was a tough play, but he was kicking into the wind, and that will show you how much wind there was.
Yeah, it was a line drive, and it was right into the wind. And it was like a knuckleball coming down. So I was like, I just got to trap it and then just try to secure it.
Jamal, when you return kicks, I was looking at your statistics the other day, and I noticed that you have returned either a kickoff or a punt for a touchdown every single year but one. I think your second year you didn't play a full slate.
Yeah.
So do you remain confident that you'll get at least one this year, right? I mean, is that how you look at it? Is that how you approach it?
That's how I approach it. I want to get at least 1 or 2 a year. And collectively, that's 11 guys executing their job on the field. I feel like we could have had a couple this year. We've left some meat on the bone out there. And it's not anybody not blocking. It's me not hitting the right holes and stuff. So I think we're going to get a couple this year.
Well, despite some of the problems in Philadelphia, in the third quarter, Jags driving, and I thought they had a chance to win because of this one.
The drive of the day, driven by your local Ford dealers.
Well, here you go, Dan. It was a 9-play. They run it 6 different times. They spread the ball out, and they get it to, obviously, Ingram there.
All right.
This was a good drive. And they were down 20-14 at the time, and all the stuff that had kind of felt off, they were about to go in and take the lead.
Yeah, it was coming together. They had a nice rhythm going. They're moving the ball. I mean, Hasty's getting a nice little run. He jumped in the game and had it. And at this point, I was wondering, is Robinson hurt? I was wonder.
He did get one run on this drive, and then the pick.
Yeah.
And that was against the wind. I think that ball might have got held up a little bit, but Trevor threw it off his back foot. Yeah, got to be careful to throw it in the red zone turnovers. Yeah. And that's one that hopefully the young quarterback will learn from.
There was that, and Trevor had a shot with Jamal early in the game, 14-0, took a shot, and I know he had some pressure, so he had to throw it like a click early, but you had beaten your guy, and you were close, man. If you had gotten that one, I think 21-0, different ball game.
Yeah, if we would have went up 21-0, that would have been a definitely.
I don't think they would have stayed with the run like they did. I think they would have, because you're down 3 touchdowns in the NFL.
Totally
you get a little panicky.
Yeah.
Timing off on that play just a bit.
Yeah, he had some pressure in his face, so he had to get rid of it a little bit sooner than he wanted to. Wind, obviously, condition too. So. I mean, it was tough. It was a tough play.
Hey, if he got that one, we'd be building a statue for Agnew. 3 touchdowns in the game.
That's right. No doubt about it. Great to have Jamal here on the show, of course. And interesting jersey swap yesterday after the game. Doug Peterson, who doesn't wear one, was involved in it.
What?
We'll talk about it when we come back. And Jags Report live on Fox 30. We're here at Sneakers in Jax Beach. Got the kids out as well. Good to see them, and good to see you here on a Monday night.
This is Action Sports Jags, Jags Report Live. Coming to you live from Sneakers, sponsored by Anajar and Levine, Accident Attorneys.
We got to give a shout out to our Action Sports Jags guy, Marcel Robinson. Braved the elements yesterday in Philly all afternoon. And
Some say he brings the rain, though.
And then caught this with Jason Kelsey and Doug Peterson. It was a jacket swap and a jersey swap.
What do we do?
I've never seen a coach make a swap. Have you?
Doug was happy he didn't ask him for his shirt, because that would have got a little, I'm not giving you my shirt.
All right, Brent Martineau along with Dan Hick and Jamal Agnew, and you can tell those guys really appreciate what Doug did, and we can kind of sense that you guys really have an affinity for your head coach.
Yeah, you could tell the impact Doug had on them. Obviously, they won a Super Bowl in 2017, but Doug's just that type of guy, man. He cares for you as a person, not just a football player, and I can see the lasting impact he's had.
If there's any player in the NFL you could swap jerseys with, who would it be?
Right off the top?
Yeah, off the top of your head.
Tom Brady, obviously.
That's a good one to hold on to, for sure. So there you can see more. Special embrace with Jalen Hurts and Doug Peterson as well. Beloved up there in Philly. And he got a nice ovation, so nice job by the Philly crowd
absolutely.
to give him a nice ovation.
Not that bad.
Nah, they're not that. Not when they're 4-0.
That's right.
Hey, injury time here to check in on. And Foley Fatukasi, he's a big part of that run defense for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's been in and out of the lineup really the last couple of months. And this time it's a quad. Day-to-day, said Doug Peterson today.
Good.
So we'll keep an eye.
He's a difference maker inside.
Oh, really? Yeah. Good signing. And he can get a push, but also stop the run. All right, time to take a look at our injury report overall. And the big story around the NFL continues to be the Miami Dolphins and Tua's situation.
Won't play this week.
He won't play this week. Let's bring in Action Sports Jax' Olivia Tassley with more on what happened to Tua.
This injury report is brought to you by Flagler Health, orthopedic specialists.
Changes to the concussion protocol could come as soon as this week. Over the weekend, the NFL and NFL Players Association agreed a revamp was needed to protect players. It comes after Tua Tagovailoa's hit in Thursday night's game against the Bengals, causing his hands to freeze up. I spoke to our doctor over at Flagler Health Plus about this reaction.
The response that he had is called a fencing or posturing. And that's basically a neurologic reflex from trauma to the brain. And that's when his hands were flexed in that position, his arms were flexed, and it's extremely serious. It only lasts for a few minutes, but it's scary to look at. The biggest issue that he has is that there's something called second hit syndrome, which can occur if you have a second concussion too soon after the first concussion. But given what they told us, he did not have a first concussion, but if he did have a second hit syndrome, then you can get swelling around the brain, which can be extremely serious and even life-threatening.
This weekend, we saw a rise in players removed from the game over concussion fears. At least 12 players were taken out of the game. That's compared to last week, where only 3 players were removed, not including Tua. For the Flagler Health Plus Injury Report, I'm Olivia Tassley, Action Sports Jax.
Listen, plenty to have sunshine and rainbows about here in Jacksonville. 2-2 record, first place in the division, and a stretch that becomes critical in my opinion. Let's take a look at sunshine and rainbows when we come back. Jags Report live on Fox.
Oh, baby!
Hey, we start the fans down here.
Oh, no!
We'll be right back.
Oh no!
This is Action Sports Jags Report Live. Coming to you live from Sneakers. Sponsored by Anajar and Levine, Accident Attorneys.
All right, let's take a look at sunshine and rainbows. Foye Oluokun, I thought, played really well.
A lot of tackles,
I know that. But I thought some critical plays, some big tackles, sniffed out a screenplay as well. Yeah. Hey, Logan Cook, Dan, usually Logan makes it when it's like 1-7 start or something, but in the elements, he kicked the heck out of the football.
Best punter in the NFL.
Yeah, and hey, Jamal, we got good news for the weekend, man. Take a look at the first alert forecast. It's going to be nice around here.
Yeah.
No worry about that rain stuff.
Bye-bye humidity. Jamal, as we get ready to take on Houston, I need to have from you some sort of lock guarantee that you're going to take one back maybe this Sunday. What do you think? You feeling that?
I mean, I feel that every game.
You
so
do?
If they give me a chance back there, punt-wise, kick-wise.
Let me do it for you. Jamal Agnew, touchdown, return, Sunday at the bank. Make it.
I like it. Take a look.
Sorry, I had to do it.
And
Your
what would
words,
it mean?
not mine.
AFC South, look at it, Obviously, Houston comes in. They are pesky now.
We got to beat Houston. We got to beat the hell out of Houston. They beat us 8 times in a row.
You haven't beaten Houston since 2017.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. So you got to sniff out another streak, all right? You did the road losing streak, the West Coast, time to get them. But they are a pesky team. You got to be careful of a team that's winless.
Yeah.
Right?
Their standings doesn't kind of explain their season. I mean, they're a really good team. You look at them on film, defense. They got a young defense, but they're playing really well right now.
Divisional game at home, though, is one you got to take care of, right?
Yes, you got to win in the AFC South. You got to win home games, and really, it's a stretch that it's go time right here in October. You guys can take control of the division a little bit next couple weeks.
Yeah, we always say that the most important game is the next one.
Yeah.
And these next 2 games are really important division games, and then obviously we got the Giants coming to town, and then we go over to London. So, we kind of break the season up into quarters. That first quarter is over. We went 2-2. Now we're 0-0. So we're just focused on going 1-0 right now with a division opponent coming in, and, we got to defend the bank.
I asked him yesterday after the game, is this a gut check? You're interested to see how you'll respond? He said, we will respond. So
all right, I like
we're
that.
We're going to find out Sunday at the bank. Hopefully we'll see you out there. Jamal Agnew, nice job, man. Keep playing well. Thanks for jumping in with us here on Jags Report Live. Live from Sneakers in Jags Beach each and every Monday at 7 o'clock. See you after the dub next week.
Wave to us in the press box when you're running down the field, Jamal.
Got you. I got you.
Thanks for watching the Action Sports Jags Report Live. Coming to you live from Sneakers, sponsored by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. On game day, all of Duval knows where to go for all things Jags.
CBS 47 and Fox 30, your official
Station of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Come on, you see the logo. The official, babe.
Exclusive interviews.
From the studio to the sideline. Now that's official.
And in the locker rooms.
Yep, we're that official.
Join the official station of your Jaguars for Countdown to Kickoff. Sunday at 11:30 on CBS 47. Brought to you by your local Ford dealers.